how do you know that your therapist or your practitioner is the right one for you? This is a great question. There are so many potential facets and answers to this. A simple answer might be if they feel right. And the relationship that you have with that person is the greatest predictor of outcomes. So rather than necessarily the amount of certificates they've got or skill that they've got, actually, if you can connect and you can feel that sort of therapeutic alliance is as safe as it can be, and that you can feel that they connect with you. If they feel, and it's not that they're necessarily old so they can't relate to a 25-year-old. That's not necessarily the case. I have many people in their early 20s who will gain great benefit out of a sort of stable gravity, but actually there's still a sense that, you know, I can still understand a bit and I may be able to get you. Is your therapist right for you? Well, I mean, therapist, what's a therapist? I mean, is it a talk therapist? Is it a cognitive behavioral therapist? Is it psychoanalytic? Are they humanistic? Are they integrative? Are we talking about a physical therapist? Are we talking about an occupational therapist? You know, what is therapy and what am I? I'm a very embodied, multi-skilled practitioner with lots of disciplines because I've learned that that's what I need to do. If they're right for you, it depends also on what you're bringing. If you need support with grief, then yeah, okay, then you probably need someone that's skilled in a talk therapist of some description to address the grief, or a somatic embodiment practitioner such as myself to also deal with the deeper aspects of the embodiment of that grief. But if you're dealing with somebody who's got psycho-emotional issues, relational issues, chronic migraines, POTS, and health issues which seem to just befuddle most of the medical community, then I think you might need a very particular therapist, and you might need somebody who is able to support and look at the psychological aspects, to look at and understand the nervous system, to understand physiology, and to have a real understanding of both the mind and the body. And unless they have that, I think they're going to struggle to help someone with complex health issues such as that. And so, what's the right therapist for you? I think depends on what you're bringing. And if you have health issues, maybe you hadn't made those connections yourself, and that you thought that they were separate, because that's the world we live in, is to think that these things may not be disconnected. And my experience is that things are often more connected than we give credit. And so if you're listening to this and going, oh, I hadn't thought about that, I was just thinking that I'm struggling with anxiety. But that's interesting, because actually I do have chronic allergic reactions, or I thought I was gluten intolerant, and I really have these problems with my stomach and my gut, but I don't seem to manage to really address them very well, or I don't understand why I've got these other issues that plague me and I see the doctor for. Perhaps actually hearing this might help you to think that you need someone who's a more broad, multi-skilled embodiment practitioner, such as a somatic practitioner, a somatic experiencing with other facets of therapy brought in. So, what's the problem that you're bringing? And also, what's the relationship that you form? In my own journey, I've worked with many different therapists, and very quickly, usually within a session or two, I have got a sense of whether that person is somebody that I feel I can work with. It doesn't mean they're necessarily good or bad, it just means they're not right for you. And so, I hope that helps. And if there's anybody out there that you feel that is struggling with complex health issues that might benefit from working with me, then please forward this on. And share it to people that might benefit from this kind of work.